to new adventures in the sewing district. I am constructing this time a tailor's hem pattern, which is one of the easiest patterns you can construct when you are very new to this, and I have gotten it from a 1956 manual from Household Sewing, and I might link this pattern below in the comments section. It is quite easy. You only need a very horizontal line and some lines to guide the outer line, and to get those points which you need. They give you some measurements in inches. It's all very strict and easy. And yeah, you can see me doing this also by an inch ruler, very necessary for this one. And the most important thing in this are not the lines. You need the points at the end of the line, and do not forget to do those if you want to partake in this project, because between those points, those little dots here, you can see them, you have the opportunity to draw a line. I'm doing this freehand by pencil, but of course you can take a curved ruler for that and form a little egg. And I'm adding the seam allowance on a very stiff, firm cotton fabric by eye this time. You could also measure it if you want to, and a pencil. It's a very unusual shape for a tailor's hem, I think, and cutting it out. It's a very simple form. Also the other side, which is in wool. Do not wash your wool too hotly if you want to do the other side in wool, and leave the center of the back open, very important if you stitch this together. Also, you can notch the seam allowance of the two fabrics before you turn it inside out, which is exactly what I've done here. And I've used a chopstick to go in there and to get the seams round, and also this little tip. And for the filling, I'm using sawdust, which I have gotten from the hardware store. Do this by all means. Ask your hardware store for this kind of waste product, as they told me it is for them. It is very useful for tailor's hems because it will absorb any kind of moisture from your ironing, and that is a very good thing for tailoring and sewing at home. After this stuffing, a very, very wonky seam by hand in the end, which I've done in a whip stitch. Still wonky. Now let's see if I can somehow flatten these curves out. Maybe I can just pull this out and do it by hand if I'm stroking it, or flattening it with my fingers, or maybe even a little hammering will do. Just attention to the dust. You might want to wear a mask if you are sewing with this, if you are sensitive to dust. Hulk smash. And yeah, so this is kind of the finished product. And you can see that I'm also using my fingers at the seams to get this in a kind of flat shape on both sides. And to get the sawdust away, I recommend a clothing brush. If you have one of those by hand, they are very useful in this situation. On both sides, of course, to get the worst stuff out. And remember that you do not wash your tailor's hem. You can spray it, or you can lay it outside on your balcony, or something else like that if you have it. But you should not do it in the washing machine. This is the second brushing, and you can see how much of the sawdust is still left. Oh well, it's kind of fun. And here we are. I've got a curved ironing shape to do what I want with. And I think that's kind of nice, especially for unused aggression.